Namaste everyone. Welcome to another episode. This time, just first I want to show you the amazing weather of Poland, how it looks like here in the winter time. This will be like a short video of that, like everyday cloudy, a bit cold. So let's now switch from the weather to talking about the beauty standards in Europe and India. So when I was growing up, honestly, I was really curious about women having like brown skin or black skin, and I found it really beautiful. And there's honestly, it's not only me, but a lot of women in Europe, like literally lots of them think the same way. For example, when I was small, I remember I used to have a little bit brownish skin, like a little bit tanned, because I used to spend a lot of time outdoors. I'll be running a lot, looking at the bugs in the garden. I used to receive compliments about my skin tone from strangers or like some family friends that, wow, Olivia, you have such a nice skin color, because I did not look like, completely white at that time. When I was a child and spending a lot of time in the sunlight in the summer. Since I already started talking about the skin colors, then I will already continue this topic. This is a quite known fact that in Europe, lots of Europeans love having suntan. They use solariums, they go to the beaches, or they go to some vacation destinations where they actually can go and lay on the beaches to get some sunlight. And yes, this is actually a thing probably in most of European countries. However, I heard from some Greek girl that I met in Germany that, for example, in Greece it's not exactly like this. Like Greek people, like I think a bit less of them are so obsessed about the sun, and like people living totally in the south of Europe. But yeah, I would say it's like a thing for most of Europeans with some sunbathing and solariums, but I would say solariums a little bit less. It's rather more like in the summertime when people are crazy about having a little bit brown skin. And yeah, it's still until now, since I was small it was the same, and now kind of is the same thing as well. There are always exceptions anyways, we know it. But I know that in Europe, the people who kind of seem to love pale skin, I would say, are people who listen to metal, rock music, like those vibes, and like dressing up also in this black clothes. Like those people often they want like to show their pale skin or to make them look even more pale. This is what I noticed. And I also I have a couple of friends who love wearing black. They also love metal music or rock, and this is totally fine. But I mean that as a difference, that here there are also people like metal heads, right? That many of them want to actually show their pale skin, and like they find this beautiful. As a different example than everyone talks about in Europe, right? So now let's switch to India and also talking about the skin colors. In India, it's a very known fact until now that white skin is more desirable, or like as pale as possible. As it used to be a sign of like higher status, richness, power, and higher caste. As people with dark skin used to be and are like still exposed to sunlight the whole day, working, for example, in the fields or outside. So this is the reason why there are a lot of beauty brands. Well, for example, there are celebrities that are promoting light skin and like such products that contribute to brightening the skin tones. Like for example, Shah Rukh Khan or Priyanka Chopra. I also show some examples here. Bollywood actors, right? They are also mostly like very light brown looking, or like even white. Yeah, it's still like a beauty standard until now, and this is also something that leads to people seeking for example, in arranged marriages, to write ads that they're looking for a candidate from a family of professors or a certain caste where we know that, okay, they expect this person also probably to be whiter. So yeah, this is like some example. Or I mean, girls, not in all families, but in some of them, would be advised to cover their arms or some body parts so that they don't get so much skin tan. I mean, tan skin. Yeah, and or also they'll be looking for some homemade like medicines for or for making some kind of paste or products that are made at home to also make your skin look whiter. So yeah, I mean, so we are also like, everywhere affected by media. Now we'll switch to the part where I will be talking about the hair. So starting with Poland, for example, I see a lot of women, I mean, I never see any women having like super long hair. Like all of them have like maximum like the length like until the center of their back, and I mean that's it. Or like I see like, especially I see lots of them having around basically my length, right, like a bit like longer than the shoulders, right, and that's it. And I would say this is like the most common length among the most of girls that I've seen here around. Although Poland or Europe is also quite open-minded when it comes to the length, there are a lot of women and like beauty icons, actresses having like really short hair, and they are still like super pretty, and they're also normally promoted in ads. Yeah, but still I would say that having a bit long hair is considered more attractive, but like I mentioned, like nothing like it's having super long hair. Like I really rarely see anyone having like very long hair in Europe. Again, this time switching to India. Yeah, like I talked to some Indians, and I know that in India it's a little bit different. That it's like one friend even quoted for me that the longer hair you have, the better and more beautiful they are, and I mean you look like even more beautiful having as long hair as you can get, which is yeah, also really interesting for me. But there's also one thing I also wanted to add that I forgot to say, that this time also talking a little bit, just mentioning something about Europe, because the hair type that we have in Europe versus hair structure in India, we Europeans, we tend to have like really like not that many hairs, or like, and also really thin, really weak. So we really love people having like thick hair, like really a lot of them. This is actually an example that whenever there are people like non-Europeans visiting some hair salons, I would also hear a hairdresser saying that, wow, what amazing hair you have, like to some Indian friends that they have, because this is something really great for us to see, that someone has like such healthy, you know, hair, because here it's something also desirable, like to have like this kind of hair as Indian people have. Now we reached the last part of my video, which is about eyebrows, I would say, and maybe also eyelashes. So Indians lean towards a little bit more natural and I guess like full eyebrows with just a little bit of subtle arch. In Europe we put a bit more makeup, I would say, on eyelashes and eyebrows, as they are also not as thick. We don't have, or also some people are blonde and they seem like they don't have any hair on their face. So for that reason, I guess it's also quite common in Poland and in Europe to use like a like the tattoo procedure, like to have like a tattooed shape of your eyebrows so that they seem thicker and more beautiful. For a case of eyelashes, yes, a lot of women use mascaras, but then I also look for some extensions to make eyes also look like, yeah, that eyes also seem a bit bigger overall. Yes, so I guess this would be some of the main differences between Europe, or rather I would say Poland and India in case of beauty standards. If you like this type of content, please don't forget to subscribe my channel and give a like, as it's also really motivating for me then to continue this kind of videos. And then thank you very much and see you next time. Ciao!